I'm launching an investigation into small groups right now. I have to launch an investigation, and I just felt like, you know what? I'm going to record it. I don't really want to. I feel like I be recording too much stuff sometimes. I need to know where to draw the line, but I'm launching a discovery, and I'm trying to figure out what is going on in the Church of Jesus Christ. Okay, I was about to say of Latter Day Saints. Not them, but in general, what I'm experiencing in the terms of these small groups. Like, what is happening in the church to where people will sign up for small groups? What's Investigation Discovery? Is that the ID channel? That's what it's called, right? Investigation Discovery. I'm launching a legit investigation into this. What is happening in the church? Why are people signing up for small groups and not showing up day one? Like, what made you sign up for a group you decide you wasn't going to come to? I don't get it. What's happening? What is happening? That people are signing up for small groups and then deciding, you know what, I'm just not going to go. Or they will come maybe to one and you won't hear from them again. So, for those, we only can assume. A lot of times we just assume. That's all we can do is assume. Our assumptions might be right, our assumptions might be wrong, but all we can do is assume when they don't say. And then when they do say, we have to assume what they said was the truth, but we don't always know. We don't always know the real reason, but I don't know. For me, I would say since my first small group ever joined, I wasn't leading it, I just joined it. But since my first small group, I want to say faithfully attended every single group. I came every week. I was there. I was the one you could count on to be there. I was there. I was there. That's why I signed up. I was at the church. My first small group was at the church. And so I came because I was going to go to church regardless. And so, well, I won't even say I was going to go to church regardless. Let me just say, because at some point, I was like, I don't even want to go to church, but I definitely don't want to miss my group. So I am going to my group. And so, yeah, I was going to my group faithfully every week. And now I'm leading a group. But with my group, let me think. With my first small group, how was attendance? I feel like for the most part, there were a lot of people who were consistent. They would come. Again, it was at my first small group was at my church. And they would attend. There were a lot of people that I would say I consistently seen week after week as well. So I wasn't the only one. A lot of people in my group would attend, but there would be people I would see and then I wouldn't see them again. And I would be like, well, what happened to this person? They were with us at least a good 2-3 weeks out of the thing. Where did they disappear to? Like certain things like that. It's like I'm launching into a missing persons case. You know what? Maybe this is really truly a conversation that needs to be had. I'm not gonna lie. So, dun dun dun. But yeah, there will be people that would just disappear. Why? I'm trying not to laugh, but it's kind of funny when you think about it in the context of like a missing persons case. But like, I'm really trying to figure this out as a small group leader. What is happening? This is a real burden that I have to figure this out because it frustrates me to get people who really, they do sign up for the small group, but for whatever reason, they don't come. There's a lot of different profiles, if you will. And so I guess one way to figure this out and get to the bottom of it is we talk about it. How else would we know unless we shed some light on the topic? And as a leader, I just share my genuine frustration instead of hiding it. Like, this really aggravates me. So people wouldn't come. I mean, for what happened, this is my first go around. Like essentially, never led, a small group until a few months ago. So I'm brand new to it. But what would happen is people would my first semester, people signed up for it, and there were massive. Now my small group launched on Valentine's Day, and I would have, in my right mind, canceled it, or not canceled it, but I would have not did my first meeting on Valentine's Day. However, I felt the Lord ordained it for that day. I really did. I felt like it was a day, and essentially He wanted to claim back. Really, honestly, like, you know what I mean. It's a day of love, but it supposedly, right? And who better to celebrate Valentine's with, or a day of love with, than love himself? So I felt like the Lord wanted to claim it back. So I was like, I'm going to keep it. Whoever comes is who comes. So I anticipated that a lot of people weren't going to show up, assumingly the ones who were who were married or in a relationship. Obviously, I assumed those people probably wouldn't come, but I figured my single girls would have definitely came through. And so I'd say the number of RSVPs came in about probably a little under 40%. Most 40%, I want to say, from my memory, I had like a group of an intended 30. And I want to say about 11 of those, sorry, my math. So that would have been more close to like 30%, give or take 30 something percent. But 33%, 34%. Girl, my math, I don't know. It's somewhere in there. Okay, forgive me. But I had a group of an intended 30. Okay, 30 signed up. They even passed my little vetting process, which was very simple. It was just all they had to do was join the group chat. I figure if you joined the group chat, that meant you wanted to be, in the group. You passed the original sign up and then you joined the group chat. That was it. I mean, this is my first time going through this process, so I had no idea how any of it worked. I'm just figuring it out as I went. And so, what was I saying? So yeah, so 11 people RSVP, which I figured was fair because it was Valentine's Day, and I'm like, but it was on a Saturday. That's the date that I had decided before I knew what the semester dates were specifically. I knew I wanted to meet biweekly on Saturdays, and so it only made sense that it was going to be that day, because it would have meant the semester would have started and we would have gone 2 whole weeks without seeing each other since the semester started, and that didn't make sense. So like I said, I figured it was a day that the Lord had decided before I knew. Okay, so I kept it as is. I'm like, okay, I guess I anticipated at least God was going to show up, if nobody else. He was going to have a word for us. Something really good, I assume. So something really good. So I named my first week First Love. First Love was the name of week 1. It was on Valentine's Day. Should I read what I'm going to go ahead and read what the invitation said. But while I try to continue to talk. But yeah, there was a group of 30, only about 11, I want to say from my memory, give or take, maybe a little less, give or take, but about 11 girls were anticipated to show up. And then the day of, only 2 showed up. There were so many people who on the day of claimed to have so many other things to do, all of a sudden random plans that they had planned. For some it made sense, for others not so much, because others is like, some of them didn't say. They just kind of like just started dropping like flies on the day of. It's like one person said they weren't coming, and a lot of people just started saying they weren't coming. So to me, it felt more of like a copycat thing than anything. It felt more like, I don't know. How do you not know? You know what I'm saying? When you RSVP for something, you set your intention to do it, right? I mean, you signed up for the group. How are you not going to come to day one? Granted, it was on a holiday, so I get it. Even for the people who did decide in some cases last minute, oh, my man decided to do something nice for me. I was going to come, but I get it. So those I ain't talking about. I'm just talking about the random ones. I'm scratching my head. So we get past that week, right? And then I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, next time is not a holiday. I knew what to expect. I didn't expect that 11 people would RSVP and only 2 would show up. That threw me off. But I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know what's normal around here. I'm new here, so I don't know what's normal. But the invitation said, do you know your maker as your husband? Our first meetup was without a doubt chosen by our very first love before the beginning of time. Consider it no coincidence that you're here. Instead, very thoughtful and divine timing. This very special day will give us an opportunity to get to know our sisters in Christ through some fun games and icebreakers. We'll also be making some key changes that lift our spirits and help keep us aligned and motivated, while enjoying some delicious treats and sweet testimonies of our loving God and Savior Jesus Christ. There is one thing he's after. That is your heart. Will you give us the gift of your presence? Please RSVP. And when I say the Lord showed up, he did. He gave me the word. I'm sorry. It's not so much I want to get into because I want to make this somewhat productive. But long story short, I did do a devotional. So we will be in prayer because I don't know if I'm going to, how much of this recording I'm going to share to get to that next step. But assuming we do share this recording, maybe I will unprivate that devotional that I shared, because he was speaking through that as well. And that's when I started to see like the Lord really is with me. And he's like, kind of like, he would drop scriptures in my spirit. And I would be like, oh my gosh, it was so aligned to the craft that we're doing. And it was kind of interesting how he would speak through the crafts. And so I don't know, that's how I knew God was with me week after week. Cause I'm like, some of the crafts, I didn't get how they were aligned to some of the things that I was speaking about, or the scriptures that he would put on my heart. And I would see like, oh, this is really interesting how this kind of came together. So I was like, really cool. So maybe I will unprivate because it is on my YouTube channel. I just uploaded it just for my group, but we'll see. I don't know how this recording is going to go, but I just pressed record. And like I said, I'm like really hardcore trying to figure this out. And I don't think it's by coincidence, right? So anyways, what's happening in small groups. So anyway, yeah. 2 people showed up. I realized, honestly, at the end of the day, some things I needed to work through, and that was me getting out of my own way in terms of these big ideas that I have and trying to overdo things, being a perfectionist, and also feeling like God didn't show up because da 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 da. It was like, no, what's important is even the one or 2 people that was in the room. All that mattered was he was there and that we were there, because where 2 or more are gathered, there he is. So it didn't matter how many people was in the room. And that's, I think, a realization I needed to come to full terms with for myself in my journey. Because if I, first of all, allow numbers to distract me, the numbers itself, I know, I do believe to some degree numbers do matter. That is something to pay attention to. I think that's helpful information in some cases, but it just depends. Like, you just have to discern your heart for watching the numbers, right? And I think that was something I needed to, that was a lesson I needed in that, is what I'm saying. And so the next time I'm like, okay, cool. But the next time we showed up, the next time we did it. So the first time was only 2. The next time was 15. So it was about 15 of us, or 16 if you include me, I want to say. I'm not sure. I think it was 15 including me. But I'm like, okay, cool. It's 50%. Now we're up, which is expected, because I want to say expected because, again, mind you, my group is a group of 30. But at that point, so I'm like, there's still quite a lot of people unaccounted for. And essentially as a shepherd of this group, I need to know, why are so many people not here? I have to account for everybody. I need to know, why are certain people not there? And I don't remember what the numbers were following that terms of like, did they RSVP that they weren't coming? But I will say in my memory, if my memory serves me right, there were at least, I know for a fact, there were people who didn't say one way or another. And so it's like, we're in 2 weeks. You signed up for this group. You still ain't show up. Where are you? Like, what's going on? And so I think at that point I was reaching out and like figuring out, why are certain people not here? Like, what's going on? As a matter of fact, and then some people were just dropping out on their own, like at that point. And it was like they hadn't shown up, but they just decided they weren't going to come or just decided to leave the group. And some people I did reach out. I did make contact. Some people didn't reply at all. And some people were just like, schedule changes or something came up, couldn't come. And it was like, okay, cool. Now, I don't want to get into week by week detail. My point is overall, my general frustration with small group, being my second semester in it, is why the heck so many people sign up for the small group but don't come? So again, this is something we need to work through as a church. We need to figure out what's happening in the body, because it doesn't make sense. And so I had concluded that a couple things were happening. One, I felt like the hype. I feel like they hype people up so much about small groups. And I don't think people are educated about what it is, maybe. Like, maybe they don't understand. A lot of people maybe never been in a small group before. There's probably a lot of social anxiety, so that it sounds really good. It sounds like something people really want to do, but then they don't go follow through with it for whatever reason. They don't follow through with the small group. And I'm thinking the enemy is having his way here because people don't know what to expect. There's a massive social gap in general, in society in general. And so people will talk themselves or allow themselves to be talked out of coming in the room. Before they even get a chance to see what a small group is like, they're probably like, I'm just thinking of things that even maybe I would think, even though, like I said, I've been faithful to my small groups since any small group I've ever joined or anything I ever have committed to. I'm pretty, like, I would say I'm generally a very committed person when it comes to, if I sign myself up for something, I'm going to follow through. Like, I don't know why I would sign up in the first place for something I had no intention of following through for. Like, there's not too many things that's going to waver me from that. I don't know. In a general sense, like, I can't think of too many scenarios where I'm like, I signed up for something and just completely abandoned it. Like, from day one, from week one, from week two, like I never showed up. Like, I don't get it. Like, I never showed up and didn't reach out, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I even respect the ones who signed up and just dropped out because they couldn't make the first one or second, like the first one, or I don't know, I guess by the first one, but it's like, I don't get it. I don't know what's happening. I just want to know what's happening. Like, what's happening? But generally, attendance, I don't get. There is no consistency. But again, to a degree, I understand. But if you sign up, it's like, where's the communication at? Why don't y'all reach out and say, hey, I can't make it? Because my issue really comes down to communication when it comes to just general, like, I don't know, just in general. Like, why don't you just say you can't make it? Because, I mean, that doesn't mean you can't, you have to leave because you can't make it. And I know people probably do feel like, oh, I didn't make it to week one and I make it to week two, I shouldn't bother coming. And it's like, that's not actually true. I mean, first of all, you're not really necessarily married to the schedule. I mean, I would think that God chose it. Oop, excuse me. I would think that in most cases, depending on how submitted the leader is, they know that the schedule is the one that the Lord really, really wanted it to be. However, I think that there's still grace for that. And I think that the command of the Lord is just simply to fellowship with one another. He didn't necessarily say how often or anything like that. It's just to a degree of like fellowship, like be together. Spend time together. Don't forsake the assembly of the brotherhood, or however it goes in the scripture. I think it was more so like, I don't know, that people understood that just because you didn't make week 1 doesn't mean you can't come to week 2. Just because you didn't come to week 2 doesn't mean you can't come to week 3. Just because you didn't come at all doesn't mean you can't communicate. I mean, like, talk to us. Like, where are you? Hello, did you disappear? Like, everything okay? Like, I was reaching out to people and I wasn't getting no responses, so I didn't have a choice but to kind of remove them to make space for people who actually wanted to be there. But it kept forcing this question of, why did you sign up? I don't understand what's happening. And then if I'm reaching out to you, why are you not reaching back? Or if you know that you can't make it, why don't you just say that? Or if you do feel a little awkward, I don't know. I mean, I know it's not always so easy, but I'm like, what is happening? When it's happening too widespread, where it's like, it's too normal. So now I'm getting to a point now, I'm like, all right, I had to say it as a leader, like specifically to my people, like, hey, you guys know that if you can't come to the scheduled meetings, like, you still can like sit with us at church. You still could like talk in the chat. You still could like, we still care about you as a person. Like, I mean, but just for you to disappear though, that doesn't sound like you want to be a part. And obviously that is a different story, but it's still like, even if you had changed your mind, isn't the more common courtesy way to do things to just say that? I mean, nobody's holding it against you. We're not mad if you have decided that either that's not the small group for you, things in your life have changed or shifted. But it's like, I don't understand why common courtesy is not as common. Because, I mean, with communication, we can get a lot done. I mean, was it something I said as a leader? Was it something you didn't like? Was the schedule not working for you? Because I'm flexible to a degree. You know, I have grace for you because God has grace for you. And he called me to lead this group. So it's like, there's a lot of grace. I don't think people understand. There's a lot of grace, but with no communication, it's creating a division. It's creating confusion. It's definitely creating confusion. It's creating confusion. And I think people should know that. People should know that your cold, silent absence is creating confusion because you signed up for the group, but you didn't show up to the group. Why? Why? It leaves me to just have to figure things out. And that's not fair to me. And that's not fair to the people who are expecting you to come. And that's not fair to the people who are expecting you to come, because a lot of the times I cater what we're going to do based off of the amount of people we have. And in some cases, we can't do those things the same, or it's not the same because it was intended for a group of 30, but only 2 showed up. Or it's intended for a group of 10, but, you know, it's like most people are not even, you know, it's intended for a group of a reasonable number, but it's like, we'll have that number up till the day of where people are just dropping like flies. And it's like, what's happening here? Because if the schedule is not working for y'all, you know we could change it, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, you know we could change it, right? Or you know we could do it at another day. Or you know that if none of this crap is working and none of that matters, as long as we're fellowshipping, that's what matters the most. But if we're not communicating at all, that is a problem. And we're not going to act like it's not, because my obedience in some cases relies on your obedience. Iron sharpens iron. And if you're not showing up, that is a problem. That means you're being disobedient to a degree. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that depends where you called to this small group or where you're not called to this small group. Because if the Lord asks you to be a part of this small group, you should be a part of this small group. You should be being obedient to that. But if you're not, then that's a different story. And that's causing an issue across the board, because as leaders, you have no idea how much leaders are pouring into groups and getting discouraged to continue building something they know the Lord has asked them to do, but they're pouring out so much of their time, energy, resources to be consistent. I mean, a leader don't get to just, in most cases, I don't know. I don't know what other groups do and how that works in other groups. Do they just frivolously cancel schedule things? But I don't take it lightly if I had to schedule something. I don't take it lightly. I take what the calling that God put on me very, very seriously, to a point that I'm like, there's got to be a really good reason why I don't show up. And to be honest, I don't even know where to draw the line. To be honest, I be thinking I'm tripping. I must be the one. I must be the one got it wrong. I must be the one got it a little bit backwards, because I'm showing up week after week despite the fact that my entire world is falling apart. But some people seemingly would show up because they don't feel like it. And it's just like, wow. Okay. Or they got things that I'm confident they could reschedule, or confident they could have, being that you committed to this group. It's like the schedule is known ahead of time. So why you couldn't have scheduled that other thing that you had to do around this instead of the other way around? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there is too much misalignment here, and it's to some degree expected. I mean, we're human beings. I understand that. But it's like, even with grace, where can we reach a common ground so that small groups are functioning the way they're intended to? Because this ain't a human idea. This is a God ordained. Do you know what I'm saying? This is a God ordained institution and thing. You know what I'm saying? This is a God thing. This ain't something we a human just created and said, hey, we're just going to do this cute little group. Like, no, this is a Christ-centered thing. This is for the body. This is essential to our walk with God. So to some degree, I mean, where do we take it seriously enough to at least respect it enough to at least communicate at the bare minimum? Even if you say, listen, I hated your group. It was terrible. I never want to come back. Just say that. Just say that. Please just say that. Like, or if it was like, you know what, I did sign up for a group and I didn't feel all that comfortable coming because, I'm dealing with social anxiety, or I figured you guys already knew each other so well and I didn't want to feel left out, or I figured, I didn't have anything to bring. And so I felt bad because of that. Or what else would I be thinking? Like, people be thinking like, why they don't show up is like, well, yeah, I saw the photos and yada, yada, yada. Or I don't know, I didn't feel like I'd be welcomed, or whatever. It's like, give us a chance. Please give us a chance, because a lot of times it's not what you think it is. I guess I'm like, don't let the enemy trick you out of your spot. I don't know what the issue is, but if you talk about it, we could figure it out. Because I can assure you, it's not like that. Because in some cases, it was like, I would reach out to some people, and I respect that. The fact that even though they didn't have the courtesy from the beginning to say that they were no longer interested in the group, once I reached out to them, they would finally admit it, like, there weren't enough people my age in the group. And so I was looking for something more aligned with my age. And it's like, okay, great. That helps me out as a leader. Now I know that maybe I ought to either preface that when I'm letting people in, hey, this group is mostly 30-year-olds. And so if you're in your 50s, you might feel out of place. And, I don't know if that's an issue for you, but if it's not an issue for you, it's not an issue for us. Like, just so you know, it's not an issue for us as long as it's not an issue for you. We want you to be somewhere you feel aligned and connected to. But hey, if it's not for you, then it's not for you. But just so you know that we hold space for everybody in this group. At least we try to, we try to some degree. We do know that, people are more likely to connect where they have things in common. It's a lot easier to build from that. But to be honest, we got to kind of, as a body, mature past that too. We do. We have to at some point mature past those very small differences and reconcile them in a way that they really shouldn't matter. It really shouldn't matter how old you are in this group. It really shouldn't matter that it's all women. I mean, maybe we could accommodate a guy. I mean, ideally, of course we want to have that, but realistically speaking though, like seriously, we do need to mature past that to a point where we can have real fellowship as intended. We were all intended to exist as one body. One. As one. There really should be no separation with us. Not even gender-wise. So, there is no gender, right? There's neither male nor female, as the scripture says. So, I can't quote the scripture off the top of my head, but it's in there. I'm confident it's in there. But yeah, there should be nothing that separates us. And so, there should be more communication so that we can figure out what is the issue before it is an issue, because sometimes it's not an issue. It's just a thought. It's just a thought that people are thinking that, and then I'm having to think thoughts based off of how you're responding or not. I have to figure it out. I have to fill in the space because there's not enough communication about what's happening. Because I assume man, I know they be hyping people to join these small groups. They sound fun. And if everybody's saying join smaller groups, scan the barcode, join a small group, they're really fun, they're really great. And you're thinking, you're getting hyped up, right? In the moment, you're getting hyped and you're like, oh yeah, let me scan that barcode, let me sign up. And then you'd have forgot you even joined the small group. I don't know what's happening after that point for some people. Because for some people, I'm not talking about everybody. Who it applies to is who it applies to. And everybody knows their own, who can discern your own heart except for you, But, you know the reasons. You know your private thoughts. You know why you signed up for that group and didn't show up or didn't stay committed. But as for me, I don't know, moving past at least that for now, because I don't know, I'm feeling like I might be feeling led to possibly share this to begin to hopefully bridge the gap and get us real raw connected again in the way that we should be. Because that's the way we connect on a deep, for real, genuine level. We have to be honest. I have to be, as a leader, tell you how frustrating it is for me when you sign up for a small group and don't show up. Or when you sign up for a small group and you let anything blow you with the wind, decide that you're not going to show up, or the fact that you decide on the day of that you're not going to show up. Because to me, that looks like, listen, I'm not dumb. I got discernment now. Y'all can tell me any little excuse, but I can I can spot a lie when I hear one. Okay, I can spot a made up excuse. I got the Holy Spirit now. I got the Holy Spirit, so I can tell when you be making stuff up, and it's like you don't even got to do that. I don't feel like it this week, y'all. I'm tired. I respect the people that be in my group, and they'll tell you straight how it is. Listen, I don't feel like it. And I ain't got nothing to say to that. I mean, to some degree I do. Yeah. It's like, all right now. Be somewhat committed. But I understand we all have our days. Like, we're human. So there is grace for that. Do you know what I mean? But it's like the blatant, disregard. Like, y'all not going to keep valuing what this is. Not in my face. Not on my watch. So we got to have alignment. So now, hopefully we got that squared away, because I would love to hear the other side of the conversation. What's y'all gripe about small groups? Is it the social anxiety? Is it certain attacks that are common that the enemy is using to keep y'all from coming in the room? Is it, like I said, just getting so hyped up? Then you just, oops, I forgot I signed up for a small group. I didn't even realize I don't check my emails. I don't check my texts. I got a million texts. I don't even see that stuff. I don't know. So if a leader was reaching out to me, I don't know the number, I ain't answering. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Or you got, I just learned yesterday, people have hundreds of text messages sometimes in their phone. It's like, what the world? That's insane. Or unread, I should say, unread messages. They be having them in the hundreds. And I'm like, what? That's insane because the notification bubble bothers me so much that I have to clear it. I've got to clear it. So I can't relate, but I just learned something new that could be the case for some people. So I'm just like, what's happening? Please make sure. I don't know. Maybe we'll go down a list. When you sign up for a small group, and especially when they're telling you on Sundays to sign up, make sure it's Holy Spirit led that you want to do this, not just temporary hype that's going to fade out. Make sure you pick a group that sounds like something you'd be interested in. Or if you want to trial a group. Maybe I don't know that I want to join this random art group, but I don't even do art, but I ain't good at art. Let me see what it's about and at least give it a chance. And if it's not for me, I'm going to tell the leader, hey, I'm not really an artsy person, and I don't like this stuff at all. Or, I wasn't into the crafts, or I can't really afford art supplies. And then I would tell you as a leader, hey, you ain't even got to bring nothing. You don't got to bring stuff. So if you're feeling guilty that you didn't bring nothing, that's a personal conviction. That's not me doing that to you. You know what I mean? I make it very clear. You don't have to bring a single thing but yourself at the end of the day, because what matters is that we connect. This is just an extra. I'm a fill in the gap for you. Like, I'm not going to leave you with the question. I'm going to let you know this is how my group works. We support each other. So we try to make it less burdensome for everybody. So we give what we can. If you can't afford it, don't worry. Like, don't stress yourself out about it. But if you can, give what you can. Give what you want. Give according to what's in your heart. I would say stuff like that. Or I would say, well, if you want to come and you don't want to do the crafts, you can still come and not do the crafts. Or guess what? You don't have to be an expert to do it. You don't have to be an expert crafter. A lot of us are just doing beginner stuff that we don't barely know ourselves. We're just having fun and connecting and doing something in common that we enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Just as an example, that's just from my group. But for other groups, there may be different things that people like. I didn't really like this type of thing. I just thought it would be like this, or I thought it would be like that. And it's like, okay, well, maybe it wasn't your expectation of it, but communicate with the leader that, and then maybe they can know how to accommodate you better, or, include you. I wouldn't even say accommodate you. It's not about accommodating all the time. Sometimes it's just about how to allow you to be a part of this still. Something drew you here, something, connected with you or resonated with you to make you sign up, I would hope, in the first place. But, we got to figure that out. And only we can do that with honesty, real raw honesty and communication. We got to communicate. We got to communicate. Like, that's base level, in my opinion. Anything else? Yeah, we're doing missing persons report. We're trying to figure out, why are so many people signing up for a small group and then go missing? Why do they go ghosts? Where are they going? Why are they going? And it's not so much that they're leaving. It's the fact that a lot of times they're lingering, or they're just not saying anything. They're lingering, like they're just in the group, but they're not talking. They're not showing up to the meetings. So are they there? Or they're not? They're like a ghost a little bit. Are they there? Or are they not there? That's one part. I don't know. There's probably a lot. But then, what's my other gripe? So my other issue with small groups, besides the missing people, the missing persons, the other issue is the fact that people have really missed. It kind of went over people's heads. And I'm not sure, because it could be just an established thing, a systematic thing, where people forget that small group don't have to only be limited to one day or one building. It's fellowship. It's a life team. It's a for life team. So it's like we will meet up with each other. We can meet up with each other whenever. So if your work schedule changed, cool. Do you want to link up on a Tuesday to do some crafts, or just to talk, or go to have coffee, or go see a movie, or just talk on the phone, or just text me and say, hey, you don't gotta full on dive in all the time fully. If that's not where your life is at the moment. I mean, ideally, you want to pick a group that works the best with what you got going on already. That's called alignment. And if you can't find one, sometimes maybe you're being called to start one to fill in that gap. But the point is, pick one that's the most aligned so that there's not that issue of, oh, I can't come on this day. And I also, for one, again, like I said, it's not, please get out of the box of like, it has to be a 1 day thing, that it's not like you could treat this like your friends. I mean, you get to know us, of course. You maybe don't dive in fully and completely open yourself up entirely. I know that takes time to build that type of consistency and trust, which may begin as consistency. But yeah, I mean, I just want people who understand that small group is not just a 1 day a week thing, depending on how often the group meets. It's like a life thing. So just how you are with your friends, your family, do you know what I mean? Like, we're your family. We're your family. It might be a little awkward because we got to get to know each other and stuff first before you feel like it's a real term. Do you know what I mean? But it's intended to, that's what God intended for it to be. When I don't think he used the word family. He could have came up with a whole different word for it. But he said family, the family of God. This is your chosen family. We're your adopted brothers and sisters, mothers and cousins, or whatever you want to say, aunts and uncles, whatever you want to say. But we are adopted family. We're adopted to the family of God, so we're a family. So the point being, treat it like family, like treat it how you would family. Well, hopefully better. Hopefully better. You know what I mean? Treat it like the family of God. Okay, treat it like that. Regard it as such. It's a gift. It's a gift. I was looking at our photos and I was like, this is such a gift. Like, this is really, really beautiful to see what God had in mind for my group. Just a picture, a snapshot of it, because this is like not even scratching the surface. And I'm hoping that this conversation will open up a deeper connection to where we can figure out what is happening to keep people from coming in the room. What is happening? Stop letting the enemy trick you out of your spot. And then for me, I try not to let my frustration build to a point that I'm like, I don't want to do this no more, because it gets me there. It gets me there. I think you should know that. I be feeling like, man, I feel like I'm putting my life on the line to build this group, and it's being taken so lightly. Like I am like, I feel like I'm bleeding out trying to keep this group to be consistent, showing up every single week. And I feel like you should know that, because maybe that is what you need to know like, okay, I get it now. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe that may help you to see it better. But your consistency, your obedience helps my obedience. Iron sharpens iron. If you're not being obedient, it's making me hard to want to be obedient. It's making me want to be disobedient and not do the group no more. It's making me say, you know what? This ain't worth it. I don't think this is worth it. Did God really say? Did God really say for me to sign up for this group? Because I don't think he would. If these people was not going to show up like this, if these people was going to completely disregard the gift of God like that, I don't know that God, this is a God thing anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how the enemy like to play. Ouch. Ooh, but I came too far to only come this far. So yeah, I'm gonna take my little break, which I'm appreciating is right on time. I'm telling you, it's right on time. On time, God. He's an on time God. I am so grateful for this break that I'm about to have after this. And I pray he really turn up. Like, let me have a real good break, guy. I don't want the kind of break I had last time. That wasn't nothing. Not only was it nothing, it wasn't good either. It really wasn't good either. That was terrible. I mean, was it? Yeah, that was terrible. Do better. I pray this break is a good one. But no, I ain't gonna lie. This about to be my initiation recording. Like, please do know we can have real connections when we honest. We gotta be real. We gotta be real. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's going to be so good too, because then you're going to have a small group. You actually going to start to feel like you really can be yourself with. And I think that's the most important. Like, you're going to feel like I don't got to hide nothing. I don't got to hold back nothing. I can say exactly how I feel. I don't like it. Can we do this instead? Can we go here? I mean, don't be ridiculous now. Do you know what I mean? But I'm saying to a degree of like, you really can just share your opinion. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no, we're not doing that. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean to a degree, you know. I'm like, there's grace, but I'm like, I want to figure out how to include you, not necessarily accommodate you, but include you. And vice versa. And again, it's about alignment. So there's so many small groups. There's so many of them. And but again, like I said, we got to mature past a level of we have to mature past differences as well. We have to. Because, again, I don't think his intention was to make a million small groups. Necessarily. Well, I won't say it. You know what I mean? Like, yes and no. I'm saying for the petty stuff. For the petty stuff. We're supposed to be one as one can get. The closer we get to that idea, the better. The closer, the better. Yes. Anything else I wanted to say? But yeah, I feel like a small group's a good one. When you find the one that's aligned, you're going to deal with some stuff that's annoying. So I realized to a degree as a leader, some of this stuff I just got to deal with. And I'm hoping that, like I said, once I have some bros in my life, it'll balance out the fact that I'm mostly surrounded by women. And being able to have a lot more grace, I think I'm going to tap into. Tonight, I anticipate being able to uncover, oh my gosh, there's a massive grace. Oh, thank you, God. I think I can receive it because I think there's a massive grace that is so expensive that I didn't even I think there's a revelation I'm about to have when it comes to oneness. When it comes to wholeness, there you go. Not just oneness, but whole, being a whole person, like having balance. There is a certain grace that comes with a life that is balanced. In very many, I don't know, I can't articulate it fully, but from what I feel is happening, a life that is more, for one, in alignment with truth, more balanced. There is grace that comes with balance. There's more grace for a life that is balanced. So I had to like reprioritize some things. I had to get brutally honest about some things. And in doing so, ouch. Ow, my chest. But in being able to be honest about things that allowed me to reprioritize, reprioritization seemingly has brought a sense of balance, and balance makes me feel like I have a lot more grace, like I can move more gracefully. And that makes some sense too if you like kind of take maybe a literal, or not want to necessarily say literal, but maybe like approach, like if you think about it in terms of like walking, for example, like if you walk with balance and like instead of walking lopsided, but you're walking more of in a straight line or more straight or more upright. You're walking more uprightly. You will walk and you will look more graceful, right? You can move more gracefully. If you're walking lopsided and wobbly, like you look a mess. But it's easier to walk gracefully when you're walking uprightly. I know that's going to make sense to me one day. I can't really articulate it fully right now, but that's what I'm sensing. I'm sensing that as I walk in alignment with the Lord, there is an honesty, being more honest with myself about things, even if it sounds bad. It's like, it's actually good. It's actually good that you're acknowledging certain things and acknowledging the truth. And so now you will be able to walk more gracefully. So I learned that my life was off balance. I didn't have any men in my life. I'm supposed to have men and women in my life, not just men. That's off balance. I'm supposed to do the things that I'm called to do, not the things that sound good, but the things I'm actually graced for. Then my life will be more balanced because I'm not overwhelming myself with things that were never for me. I will welcome the things. I will shed the weight of the things that were never supposed to be on me. So glad I recorded because I feel like this is profound in ways that I can't even articulate or comprehend yet. But I think this is going to hit real good when the timing is revealed for this to be released. Ooh, child. Okay, but let me continue. We're trying to keep myself on track because I just feel like I'm flowing for real. But dang, I lost my train of thought, didn't I? Oh, I'm so sorry. What the heck was I saying? I was talking about grace. I was talking about balance. I was talking about, shedding weight. Getting the stuff off you that don't belong because you're carrying extra weight. Certain things was not for you to carry. There were certain careers that, certain career paths, I would say, that was not for you. That was weighing you down because you weren't created for that thing. And as you move into what you were created for, you dropping that dead weight off you. And now you feel lighter. And now you can move more with ease because you're walking in what was created for. You're fitting the mold that, you're fitting, you're conforming into the image of Christ. You're conforming into the image that you were created for, instead of trying to fit into what the world tried to put on you that didn't fit you. It didn't fit you. It was never your size. It wasn't for you, but you put on what was created for you. Oh my God. Oh my God, Holy Spirit. I don't even know. I just know that God is spitting right now. It is not me right now because I can barely keep up. But no, he was like, you're putting on what was for you. The world tried to put something on you that never fit you. My God. And as you put on the new self, made in the image of God, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And you will move with grace. I almost want to cry. Because I feel like God is speaking to me in this here, in this now moment. Because I have just shed so much weight off me. So much has come off me. Even to the now, I'm like, where's my grace, God? I think I get it now, but I need grace because I can't barely keep up. I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to do what you want me to do. It's hard. It's so hard. But if you could just give me more grace. I'm trying to align with what you want me to do, but it's hard. And so I feel like I just feel like so much lighter a little bit. Or at least I feel like I'm about to feel the light burden, the easy yoke. The easy yoke, the one that I was created for, instead of trying to do what the world wanted me to do. God. Instead of trying to conform to the world, I'm doing what the world wanted me to do, like being able to do what I was created for, and it's so much easier to do it like that. Oh my God, I'm so glad I pressed record. Oh, sorry. Trying to breathe. There's so much happening in my body right now. My chest is like, oh, it's massively tight. There's so much anxiety, and I'm feeling like trying to record this. Like even my leg is shaking. Like trying to get it out. Like, but yeah, this has been my frustration, and I think it was important. I guess also just feel this is God's heart too. Like we're saying, like, um, this is His frustration also. Like I'm thinking I'm just frustrated, and like I need to get it together. But no, I think this is His frustration I'm feeling too. He don't want division in His church. But it's going to continue to be that if we keep acting like stuff don't bother us, that's bothering us. If we just keep going with the status quo, like if we just keep going with it, church is not a building. We are the church. And I think there has been a pattern of thinking that church is a building. And it's, again, like I said, maybe people are not necessarily, excuse me, even doing it fully mindfully of like signing up for the groups and not coming. But the way that church programs people into doing it a certain programmed way, do you know what I'm saying? Like they're just going. They're not even paying attention when they're signing up. They're just doing it because they're at church and they see a barcode and they're telling you to scan it. And so you scan it and then you forget about it, or whatever happens in between. We don't know what happens for each individual, but there is something happening between the time that people sign up and then they'll show up. Right? And then there's a long history of church being only on Sunday. There's that's a pattern. It's been like that since we can all probably remember, right? We don't know who decided church was going to only be Sunday. And why? Why is it on Sunday? Now these days, churches implement more days. Well, some people grew up in churches that was every day. Some people did. But a lot of people obviously assume Sunday as like a set apart day for church. But, we are the church, modern day church. At least now, I can see I won't say been a rise in small groups. I don't know. I've recently come back to the Lord, so I don't know how long, like what small groups was like. I just know when I used to go to church, I don't think I've ever heard of a small group per se. I've heard of Bible studies. Yes. And there were smaller groups, but usually for whatever reason, I don't know if it was just certain people that could only come to the Bible study or what. But anyways, without getting too far off topic, the point was I want people to understand that a small group is, maybe we need to change the name. I don't know. I don't know. But a small group is essentially it's just a way to make a big church feel more intimate. I don't even like to say small. I just say more intimate. because it's hard to connect with a congregation of thousands of people. It's easier to connect with, maybe a group of 20, 10, and then grow from there and continue to grow. Because, you don't want to stop at your group of 10, 20 people, 10, 20, 30 people. You want to continue to meet more people in your church and continue as much as, the Lord will give you capacity to. And, occupy your space. Because, we're all called to occupy space. And you obviously can't meet everybody in the body. But you're going to, be connected, right? You're just going to be as connected as you can to the body. And like I said, whatever that means as far as what you're graced for, are you graced to be connected to 100 people and have a genuine connection with 100 people? I don't know. Maybe you are. I don't know. That's between you and the Lord. But the point is, if we do that, yeah. I'm excited for today, even more so. God, what is this? What is this preacher about to be preaching tonight? I can only sense it's gonna be so good. I'm trying to tell you. Oh my God, today is gonna be amazing. Tonight is gonna be amazing. Tonight's gonna be a good night. It's July 24th. 2026. It's 420. We about to go off. It's Friday. Yay! It's my favorite Friday. But oh my gosh, since I'm pretty convicted and confident, not even just convicted, I'm very confident this recording is going to get shared. I'm going to try to not make it so long. I want to say I covered my key points. Because also, I'm going to mention this last part because this was a word that I was supposed to deliver yesterday or the day before. But because I was a little slightly out of alignment, my timeline got pushed back massively. And I won't even say massively, but my timeline got pushed back. But my word that I felt very strongly that was it yesterday? Sorry, the Lord gave me this word to give yesterday morning in my quiet time. I feel like I can't help but feel like I've been working on it for 2 days though. So actually, I'm sorry. It's been brewing in my spirit for like at least a week minimum, but probably over time, but definitely got louder this past week. And then yesterday in my quiet time, it was coming together as in a word. And then I was going to deliver it yesterday, but it still felt not quite ready to come out the oven yet. And I honestly don't even know that it's ready to come out the oven yet. It might be ready. I'm hoping it's maybe, I'm not even just going to say hoping, but I'm expecting that it's going to be ready tomorrow. If not, I'm expecting it's going to be ready tomorrow for my small group meeting that I'm having with my girls tomorrow. Cause that's how on time that God be when that's what I'm noticing. Cause essentially, the word is on Romans. Don't quote me off the top of my head, but I'm confident almost that it's 8:20 to 21. Really? Okay, so 8:20 to 21. I want to say 8:19 is what we went over. The end of last semester. It was on the last day. For the creation waits and eager. No, sorry. What comes before that? The children of God to be revealed. How does that start? The children of God to be revealed. For all of creation eagerly waits for the revealing of the children of God. For the creation was subjected to frustration, not by its own will, but by the will of the one who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself may be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God. Okay. And I've been studying. I've been studying. Have I been studying? See, my study, I got to get better with studying, but I have been trying to memorize that chapter. And like my last semester, or my first semester, I should just say my first semester, because I'm in the second semester, season 2. Okay. So my season 1 ended on To Be Revealed. I put was it To Be Revealed, Lord? No, not quite. We had 2 back-to-back sessions. That's what we did. Did we have a word for the last session? It was the gift. Okay, so the gift was the name of our last week. The week before that was called To Be Revealed. Because what had happened was, I said it was to be revealed because I thought I didn't have a word. I'm like, I don't know what word. No. Yeah, I think that's what happened, right? So what happened was, I said it was going to be called To Be Revealed because I didn't think I had a word to deliver, a message from God. I didn't know what God was saying at the time. So I was like, I'm so tired. I'm ready to get over. I'm so tired. Like, I'm spread thin. I'm going through like a lot, right, at the time. To give you context, I had just lost my apartment, so I got evicted. I was homeless at the time. And I had 2 weeks left of my small group, I think, right? I had 2 weeks left of my small group. I just came back in town. Again, I'm only here on a word from God because other than that, I didn't know what to do, but I knew to stay planted in what he told me to do. That's all I knew. And so I was like, I'm just going to finish out at least a semester, and hopefully through me, my obedience, God will reveal himself and show me what to do next, because I don't know what to do. And so I want to say after I had gotten evicted, I had 2 weeks left of my, give or take, because I don't remember. It had to have been about 2 weeks once I got back in town. So I had 2 weeks left in my small group to do. And then, come on, keep up, because I'm trying not to lag out too much, because my time is coming. I got to get out of here soon. But help me to say it, God. Okay, so the last 2 weeks, I didn't feel like I had a word from God. So I didn't know what to put for the invitation. So I put To Be Revealed. And I made like a real lazy invitation. It was black and white. And it was black and white. So good. I interpret that as light and dark, which is why I said it was so good. And so yeah, I did it as like a black and white, very simple invitation, and I put To Be Revealed. And then when I wrote To Be Revealed, it reminded me of Romans 8:19, and then that helped me to continue to write the invitation, I think, if I'm recalling this correctly, how it came up. And so I'm like, oh, okay, maybe God is speaking. Maybe I do got a word. And so I wrote the invitation. I might as well, if I can get to it quick enough, just share what it said. But it was based off of Romans. Where's my phone? Let me turn the light on. I can't see. Where's my phone? Oh, I dropped it on the floor. So anyway, yeah, while I'm looking for it. Oh, I'm gonna stand up because my knees hurt. But yeah, while I was, oh goodness gracious, Lord help me. I'm in like pain. My knees is hurting. But yeah. So help me God. Try not to get distracted by my notifications. But yeah, so the last 2 weeks I had tried to finish it out, but I was like, I don't have a word from God. I don't know what to do. I don't know what crafts to do. I don't know what to do about nothing, right? At that point, I was just kind of confused a little bit. Not really fully confused. I was just like, I just felt depleted, I guess, if you will. So I didn't know what to do. And so I put as written in, so then that's when I said, I made a lazy flyer. I said at first I put to be determined. That's what I said. That's what I was going to put. I was like, I just got to post it because so they know that we're still doing the event, but I just don't know what to do with the event. And so I put to be revealed as the event. I'm sorry, I changed it from to be determined to be revealed, because I was like, it's not to be determined because God has already determined it. It's going to be revealed to us. So then I was like, oh, that's good, girl. So I said it's going to be revealed because it's already been determined. So then when I put to be revealed, I was like, oh, that hit. And so then when I said to be revealed, it reminded me of Romans 8:19. And so I just got so inspired and I was like, okay, maybe God is speaking. So I started to write the invitation. Because at first I was like, I don't know what I'm going to put on this invitation. I'm just going to put to be determined, or to be revealed rather, and just leave it blank so that they at least can RSVP for the event so they know we're still having it and everything, such and such. And so I was writing and this started flowing. So I put, this is what the invitation says. So it says, as it is written in Romans 8:19, for the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. Next Saturday, April 25th, it's time to peel back the layers and venture beyond the shallow waters. The semester may be almost done, but God is not finished with us yet. And he's very serious about us getting into position and stepping into our identity and authority in him. Let's stir up the gift of God inside of us and get into some deep discussions to discover what it is the Spirit desires to reveal to us at such a time as this. Our craft project was originally going to be non-existent for week 6, just so we can have more time to dig deep into connecting. But I was inspired to do a very easygoing mystery craft night that I believe will coincide well. And I truly feel God is speaking through this, so I don't want you to miss it. We have 2 sessions remaining for spring 2026 semester, so it is my prayer to have as many of us representing and accounted for in the room. Important to note, we have a venue change. And should I read the rest of this? I guess I can. We'll be meeting at blah, blah, blah. That's the address. And which may sound familiar to you because it's a hopscotch across the parking lot from the Fern Park campus. So you should have no problem finding it, but just don't forget we have moved. This may be the case for the May 2nd venue, but the plans haven't yet been revealed to me how to go about our last session. So I'll keep you posted if it changes. If you're reading this, please RSVP, even if you will not be able to attend. And I had to start saying that because I'm like, listen, y'all gonna have to do some type of communication. But so wait, let me go back to that. So yeah, I didn't know what to do. So I was like, then like I said, as I was being obedient, he was just revealing it back to back. So I'm like, oh, he definitely speaking. He's spitting right now. So the mystery craft ended up being slime, because I thought why did I do slime? Because at the time I felt very sensitive to the fact that we needed to connect more than anything. And I think slime, did I have the ingredients to get it or something like that? Lord, I don't remember. I think I had everything I needed to do the craft myself or something like that. I can't remember what made me choose that, but I was like, slime is like one of those. I really don't remember why I chose slime. I think it was very intentional though. I don't think it was random because, I know I had in mind to do something that was, very lighthearted and easy so that we could just focus more on crafting more than anything. And then I think I know why. I was going to do sugar scrubs. I think I did. We did sugar scrubs and we did slime, but I needed to throw them off. So I couldn't make it too obvious what we were making. And so I think I incorporated slime ingredients or something like that. I just wanted to throw them off. So I didn't want them to easy guess, because if I would have put the ingredients for slime, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, something like that. So if I would have put the ingredients for slime, they would have been obviously we're doing slime. But I didn't want them to figure it out. So I threw in some other I still don't know why did I choose slime, but I think it was just because I could easily get the stuff myself or whatever with what I had. So, or I figured it would be an easy craft to do. I can't remember, but it was very intentional because I also figured slime would be something kind of soothing. And I felt my group really, truly needed to get into the heart stuff. I just felt like we were all going through something really, really hard that we needed to focus more on connecting because of the inconsistency with the attendance. It was really hard to establish connection, and I didn't feel like I wanted to end the semester feeling like nobody really got to know each other because they weren't attending the same weeks. They weren't and then when they were, it was like sometimes the crafts would take over and we wouldn't do as much maybe like getting to know each other. I mean, we would do that, yes, but because like I said, inconsistency on top of like sometimes crafts would be so I would say more demanding of your attention, or like it would be hard to kind of balance like talking and trying to focus. And I mean, not to say we didn't do it. I'm just saying to be like very intentional about it. And so I was like, I want something that's not going to take like where we'll be able to talk more than anything. And so that's why I did a easy, simple crafts, and also slime. To me, like it seems like one of those like things that you could do, like if you get anxious, like you could squeeze it, you could, you know what I mean? Like if you're like a little bit fidgety, I don't know if it's, if you can relate, if you have like deal with anxiety or whatever, but I just felt like it was something that would be a really good craft to like, play with while we're having like these deep conversation or whatever. So that's why I decided to do slime in a nutshell, because I know I'm confident there were more reasons to it, but I'm trying to stay on track to some degree. But yeah, so we ended up doing that. God, what was I saying? I don't know how much I'm going to get to because I'm feeling the pressure of having to get out of here soon. And yeah, trying to stay on track. But the point was that yeah, shoot, I don't remember my point, why I went to so much context and detail, but even if I have to pick up on this another day, I will, or time I will. But I think I was saying because of why. Oh yes, there you go. Thank you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So thank you, God. So the point was we were talking about 8:19, Romans 8:19. And that's how we essentially more or less concluded season 1. And now season 2, I've been feeling so frustrated. Like I've been feeling so frustrated, and I've been taking my frustration to God. I'm like, man, I'm so frustrated. Like I felt like I was just going off. Like that's why I said, like before my last recording in this session that I did today, I was like, I just need a minute because I got to vent to God about some stuff. Like, I'm just so mad. Like, I mean, I'm just like so frustrated. I'm like feeling like, I won't even say frustrated, but I feel like I needed to vent, right? And so I was like, I'm gonna just do it in my quiet time. I don't want to record it. But then I just felt like led to press record anyways. And so, yeah, this has been my frustration is the small group stuff. Like as a leader, I'm just feeling so frustrated. So this past week, I've been feeling so frustrated, and I was like, I'm going to stay on track. I've been frustrated. So it's been brewing in my spirit all week, like I said. And I've been taking it to God, and he's revealing things with me little by little. That's why I said it's not done quite cooking. I don't know. It's going to probably be fully done by tomorrow. And that's why I was like, I can't wait to see what this word is going to be tonight. But long story short, he was speaking to me about frustration. And so that brought back the scripture, the rest of it, for the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed, because it was subjected to frustration. And so that frustration has been brewing, and I'm like, frustration, what does frustration mean? And so this essentially is the message that I want to give to my group about frustration. Frustration meant to be deceived. And I thought that was so interesting. I'm like, What? Frustration means to be deceived. That's interesting. I would have never thought. I know it's like an angry emotion, but if I could find it, it means to be deceived in Latin or something like that. To deceive or disappoint. And then disappoint, I broke disappoint down even more. And disappoint means to like remove from office. It's the opposite of being appointed. So to me, the connection was that the enemy comes to try to take us out of our spot. Ooh, God. So yeah, this might be the message. I might just post it as is to them because I was going to type it out, but now I'm speaking it out. And essentially, yeah, creation was subjected to frustration. And so when you've been deceived, you're disappointed, right? Or when you're frustrated, it's because you're disappointed. It's because the enemy is basically disappointing you. He is taking you out of your rightful spot as a child of God. So I started to pay attention to the areas where I felt frustrated because I'm like, that's pointing to my frustration. Is essentially it's pointing to my appointment. So it's connected. So what is bothering me, what is frustrating me is me not taking up space in the spaces where I belong. And where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And so all the areas where I'm being deceived, I'm believing a lie. So I'm like, there's a lie that I'm believing that is taking me out of position. And that taking me out of position is where I'm experiencing disappointment, right? So it's all connected. I don't know. I can't fully get it out. But I'm trying not to get distracted by the fact that I only got 5 minutes in this session. But basically, let me go back to my message that I did write down like my notes. So I said that Jesus cautions us that the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. Have you been allowing the enemy to trick you out of your spot the same way he did in Genesis 3? The enemy is very predictable because he works out of the same playbook using the same old tricks. Did God really say? His lies usually involve making you distort the command of God and questioning God's character. But with the full armor of God, you have power and authority to withstand the devil's schemes. That's Ephesians 6, I believe. In Jesus, we have hope as we continue to read. I came that they may have life and life more abundantly. John 10:10. Is your life fulfilling and abundant, or are you still in bondage to decay, frustration, and disappointment? It could be a signal that there's a lie that has you ensnared in that area. But we have power and authority to overcome by the blood of the Lamb and to take our rightful place and cast out devils. And so the journal devotional was going to be what areas of your life are causing you frustration and disappointment. First, write them down in your journal without filtering. It doesn't matter how petty it may seem to admit, because the truth is what sets you free. So don't judge yourself for your honesty, no matter how brutal it may seem to you. Consider some of the key areas where you have been appointed / hold office. What frustrates you about your church, your relationships, yourself, or your career and calling, or even the small group? And consider what it might look like to have freedom and glory in these areas. Are you fully occupying your space as a child of God, or have you relinquished your power over to the enemy? In your devotional time with the Lord, submit what you wrote in your journal to Him for guidance and strategy on how to move forward. And then some of the notes I just put at the bottom is some lies we aren't aware of, some lies we knew were lies but denied the truth and now in a state of delusion, and some lies we are fully aware are lies and are not deceived. Just like Adam was not deceived. He knew what the devil was up to, but he just willfully disobeyed. And so I gotta wrap this for now. I don't know. Maybe that is all that needed to be said for now, but I'm gonna let it cook a little, just a little bit, because I just feel like whatever about to happen, God is good. God is good, okay? And I feel like my life is about to come into a certain real balance, and I'm about to have massive grace because of it, and I'm so excited. And so I'm so excited because I just witnessed like there's going to be like some divine things all up and through. Like God is for real He's up to something. And I am excited to deliver this message, most likely to my girls on our last, hopefully not our last day to see each other, but the last organized event that I'll be doing for at least the next few weeks. But hopefully they understand the assignment that it's not just a Saturday thing. We're meant to do life together. That means I'm going to be there for you if you allow me to be there for you. I'm going to be there for you. And I want you to be there for me too. Like, let's have each other's back and let's do this the way that God intended us to do it fully. We are not confined to just Sunday services, Saturday group meetups, or Wednesday night prayer service. We're not confined to a church building. We are the church.